eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson. He got his reps in last week, finishing with over 300 passing yards. It's the Saints and the Buccaneers, next on Madden Football.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Welcome, everybody, again alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and CD, we've got an interesting test here today. One of the league's best passing games and one of the best pass defenses set to square up and see who can perform better in a high-profile matchup.
And you and I talk about all the time how fortunate we are to be in this position and be around these types of games. And as jacked up as these fans are, how about these two teams? They've been looking forward to testing themselves against what is considered the best on the other side. This is going to be a lot of fun, a very exciting battle headed our way.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the third overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. We might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Darnold. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
While Darnold's throw there taken in by Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. To the air again, Darnold. He completes it to Evans. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. The numbers for Evans a week ago. 6 catches, 96 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
2nd and 2. Now it's Darnold. He'll get this underneath to Edmonds. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On first down, Darnold. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The sack there by Roquan Smith. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your line and say, guys, catch them a little help here. And you have to ask politely because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. The gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. Boswell's kick is good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead.
I think we can safely say they came out to be aggressive on the opening series, Charles. They didn't run the ball once. All that passing, it does get them the 3-0 lead.
And I think what we saw there, partner, was a true definition of football balance, which means doing what you want to, when you want to on offense. And in this case, it was throwing the football. They may mix in running the football a little bit more as this game goes on. But his opening drive, while it stalled out, it still gave him 3 points.
Play action. It's Jackson. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11, counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
The Saints had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season, and they were...
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
This is brought in at the 21. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. I call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. On 1st and 10, Darnold. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
This defense for the Saints, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
A first carry for the Fordham Ram, Chase Edmonds. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
This will be fielded at the 17. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit. but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
They will get full yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. The first carry now for Tony Pollard.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he is going to have a Saints first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep to the 36-yard line. Stop there. From the 36, Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week: 10 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
Just an all-right day from him last week.
Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Here's Jackson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. An inside give, Brown. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
The quick slant caught. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm good.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tony Pollard, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Extra play by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes... series, but the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
On second down, this is Edmonds. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Flush to his right. Able to find Lazard. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Draw play, Edmonds, and he is going to lose yardage here. Yikes, a 40-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
2nd down and another run with Edmonds. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. In trouble, and he's taken down. That's how multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Yards, well down on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Saints to take over. Last week, good result. They were able to beat the Detroit Lions, and now they are on the good side of the scoreboard right now as well. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side. He sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Bucs are going to get the football here at their own 23. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Behind behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Now Darnold. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Darnold down to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jack Fox now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
He'll get this to Lazard. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw is Darnold. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Darnold to throw again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, but they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Darnold got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start by running the option to the right. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
That one was tipped in the air and became almost a 50-50 ball. No one came up with it, so it turned into an incompletion. But remember, on the previous drive, he threw an interception. I think that one almost caused a well, not almost. I think that one caused a mental flashback for everyone.
He's got a man complete. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's...
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Jackson. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Here's Jackson to throw. It's caught at the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 34.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
Now it's Jackson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. DJ Shark, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Butker on for the PAT. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. first down throw. Darnold. This one left side caught by Collins. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there. They'll run on first down. Edmonds. A gain of 3, second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level. Make sure that block's secure before they slide over.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case, wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Give the sack to Kamoko Toure. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
51 yards rushing for him now to this point. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Jackson. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Shaq Thompson with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Darnold on 1st down. That's complete to Lazard. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Darnold. It's caught on the right side at Smith. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute it.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
The second half was better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 50, it's Darnold. This is caught by Evans. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Bucs have come back to make it a 2-point game. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range, but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Play action. Now Jackson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. And the offense moving quickly to the line. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And his throw here's incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 39 yards there, a big one. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Buccaneers are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Darnold. Quick throw, finding Mike Evans. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a 1st down.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
On 1st down, Darnold. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 12-yard line. They got 29 yards that time. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing again is Darnold. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. They're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Throwing here on third down. Darnold firing quickly here, and that's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our fourth quarter tie. Boswell's kick is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The New Orleans offense set to take over. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And some space here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 70 yards on the ground here for Pollard. This is a first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. This is Brown going up the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 22-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd down, it's Snell. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. Oh, no, he lost the football, and the Buccaneers have it.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Another carry now for Edmonds. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say,
That looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Jackson. Touchdown, Saints. DJ Chark. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Saints have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time here in the clock. We're just going to celebrate.
Part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see him scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So Sam Darnold in the offense. Down by 4. Less than 90 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Darnold. It's complete. Lazard. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Here's Darnold. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Now Darnold. Able to find Lazard. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they get it with under 1 minute to go now in the football game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Throwing now is Jackson. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout. And they hook up again for another big play.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard, and he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now here's Pollard, and he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that pushes the lead up to 11. after the touchdown. Here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
One last throw now for Darnold.
He'll swing that out to Edmonds. And this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away from victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for New Orleans, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.